What's it like running for president? Can you just give me a few of the nuts and bolts? Everyone wants to know. Do you get a Secret Service detail, or do you have to have a certain poll numbers? How do you fund it? Your tour bus, where is it going to be going? I'm curious more than anything.
Sure. Well, I got to be honest. It's incredibly easy to declare you're running for president. You file with the FEC, Federal Elections Commission, and it's literally can be all done online. The problem is really the financing. It's incredibly nitpicky, and there's like a 130-page booklet you got to learn, and so you don't do any of the rules wrong. Regarding financing, currently, I actually haven't been taking any money so far for my own presidential campaign. I have been directing all money so far to the party. And part of the reason is that I've been funding my own campaign and I have enough resources to do so. I used to have a real estate business and I sold it, and so I'm luckily able to do a lot of the campaign without reaching out to other donors so far. If I was to make a real run to try to, take votes away, it would take, hundreds of millions of dollars. So that's out of my range. Unfortunately, it's sort of I'm against the way the system is set up in America. Only the rich can ultimately win the presidency, and only through the Republican or Democratic parties. So I'm trying to make a bit of a stand by saying that I'm not going to do it their way. I'm going to do it my way, where I just use my own resources and I use my own media talents to reach out and say, hey, let's vote someone, a middle-class person that is just normal, and he doesn't belong and have his hands in any pockets. There's no lobbyist influencing me whatsoever. In fact, the only thing I'm influenced in is to make people live longer and to make myself live longer. So that's been the main premise of my campaign. But our bus tour is scheduled to, hopefully we're a little bit late because we've had so much attention to the campaign that I've been a little bit overwhelmed, frankly. We had been planning to start in the middle of July. I think it's going to be pushed to the very end of July. We are buying a bus and we're going to be touring all year round. It's not just a bus tour to go to events. It's a bus tour to go to places, to protest, to start some conflicts, to cause controversy. We're going to, we have a whole set agenda of rolling up places and trying to be a bit of a nuisance, because I think the American system, to some extent, especially electing its president, is broken. And we want to make sure that our bus rolls in front of the Capitol building, and we, maybe with a bunch of robots, walk up the steps of the Capitol building and deliver a cyborg Bill of Rights. And I want to make sure it's a scene. I want it to be a scene, because I think what's happening is we don't have even the basics of these kinds of things in place. We don't even have the basics of the kind of designer baby technology, even though, as you probably read 2 months ago, China has now developed all the, most of the technology to do designer babies. We don't have infrastructure or legal stuff in place. I was recently interviewed, and the person was writing an article on a woman who had been raped in virtual reality. And I asked, well, did she go to the authorities? And she said she did, but the authorities said, well, we don't even have legal laws defining that yet. So this is the kind of thing the Transhumanist Party and my campaign is trying to establish. We're trying to go where no one has gone before and start establishing the very basic principles of the new transhumanist age upon us. Ideas in virtual reality, cyborg rights. What does it mean to live indefinitely? Will people still end up having children if they know they're going to live 1,000 years? Maybe they won't have children for the first 500 years. Well, that will change global population. How can we make sure we use green technology to actually restore the planet back to a pristine condition? These are the kinds of things we're really trying to push. It's not Social Security, it's not taxes, it's not the other stuff, foreign policy that Hillary Clinton and Jeb Bush are talking about. We're talking about unique stuff that I think a lot of people have never heard about.
It's fascinating. And do those, say you're elected next year, what would you focus on right away? Would it be those topics, cyborg Bill of Rights, these kind of things? And where does the foreign policy and the military-industrial complex and taxation come about in transhumanism? To watch the rest of this fascinating interview, click on the link below and go to londonrealacademy.com. There you can sign in with your social media, log in and watch the rest of the episode for free, along with all of our episodes on London Real, my webinars, and all of our premium content, all located over at londonrealacademy.com. So click on the link below, you'll be directed there and you can watch the rest of this fascinating interview, and I'll see you there.